If you're a high income earner who has done a great job saving throughout your entire career, there are a few questions you really need to ask before you just turn on Social Security as a default when you retire. The decision about when to claim is one of the larger financial choices you will ever make in the back half of your life. Before you arrive at that moment, there are several questions that really deserve careful, meaningful consideration. The first is whether you actually need the income right now. Social Security benefits increase for every year you delay claiming, from age 62 all the way to age 70. And the difference between claiming at 62 and waiting until age 70 can be as large as a 76% increase in your monthly benefit. For someone whose portfolio is large enough to cover household expenses for a number of years, the case for delaying and letting that monthly benefit grow is super compelling. We can't know exactly when our final day on earth will be, but we can do some preliminary math based on the history of longevity in your family and your current health. What is that crossover point? Again, it's just one variable, but it's really worth asking. The second question is what else will be coming during those years. This matters because Social Security benefits can be taxed, and how much of your benefit gets added to your taxable income really does depend on your total income in that given year. If you're drawing from traditional pre-tax retirement accounts at the same time, receiving pension income, or even generating other sources of taxable income, a significant portion of your Social Security benefit may end up being included in that tax mix. For some retirees, up to 85% of their benefit becomes taxable due to these reasons. Understanding how this works before you begin claiming, rather than discovering it on your tax return in April after the fact, allows you to plan around it. For my financial planning clients, this is one of the key things that we love to model for them. The third question concerns the structure of your portfolio and what you do with the years between an early retirement and when Social Security starts. High earners who spend decades saving in pre-tax accounts often arrive at this transition with a large concentration of wealth in accounts where every dollar you take out is taxed as ordinary income. There are two big triggers I want you to remember in retirement: the day you turn on your Social Security and RMDs, required minimum distributions, where the government actually requires you to start pulling income out of your pre-tax retirement accounts when you turn age 73. Each of these events turns on an income stream that pushes up your taxable income, and you can't undo it. That means that there's a specific planning window that happens before those sitting on pre-tax retirement large accounts need to come out. Depending on how your balance sheet looks, this may represent a real opportunity to actually convert some of the pre-tax money into Roth accounts at more favorable rates. Once Social Security is running and RMDs are pulling in income from traditional accounts on a schedule you did not choose, that window is much narrower. The timing of your Social Security claim and what you do with your portfolio in the surrounding years are super connected decisions, not independent ones. The fourth question is about your spouse. The Social Security decision for a married household is a household decision. The higher earner's benefit determines the survivor's benefit at some point, meaning a spouse who outlives the other collects the higher of the two benefits. Delay the higher earner's claim directly increases the income protection available to the surviving spouse. Huge benefit. For households where one partner earns significantly more across their career, the survivor dimension of this decision is one of the most consequential factors in their lives. The fifth question is about Medicare premiums. Part B and Part D premiums are income-based through a mechanism called IRMA. And if your income in the 2 years prior to Medicare enrollment exceeds certain thresholds, you may actually pay a surcharge that can quite literally add up to thousands of dollars per year to your healthcare costs. How you structure withdrawals and income in those years surrounding your Medicare enrollment date can dramatically affect those premiums in a meaningful way, which is another reason the Social Security timing question connects to a broader set of planning decisions. None of this points to one universal answer. The right approach depends on your health, your household income, your portfolio structure, and your spouse's situation. What I want to encourage is treating this as a deliberate planning conversation rather than a default item on a retirement checklist. If you're within 5 years of actually making this decision and have not run a detailed analysis, that is the right place to start. I do this for every one of my clients, where we take a comprehensive look at their financial picture as they approach retirement and chart the course of action that fits their financial objectives and resources. If you're curious enough about this topic to still be watching this video, I think you'll find it very helpful. There is a link to schedule a conversation with me in the description.